And welcome to this episode 1 on conversations with women role models in STEM. This series is an initiative by the Pune Knowledge Cluster, which aims to bring forward the journey of women in various fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM. The series will be conducted in a very different manner so that it'll be involving a lot of engaging and interesting conversations with the speaker. Welcome to the speaker and our CIO, Dr. Priya Nagaraj. We hope that this initiative will inspire young women to break the gender stereotypes and societal barriers and encourage them to pursue careers in STEM. Vigyan, a women's scholarship program, an initiative by PKC and BASF Chemicals India Private Limited. This scholarship program aims to offer funding support, mentorship, and entrepreneurial skill development to deserving women candidates from Maharashtra. This scholarship is open to students from chemistry or allied areas such as applied natural sciences, specialty chemicals, agrochemicals, new materials, sustainability, and more. Opening up this session, I would now request our COO, Dr. Priya Nagaraj, to say a few words about PKC and introduce the speaker. Over to you, Dr. Priya.
Thank you, Anupama. A pleasure to be here. Good evening, everybody. And we're very happy to see that on the launch of this very exciting and important series that we have around 50 participants today. So thank you all of you for taking the time to be here. As Anupama said, we are the Pune Knowledge Cluster. We are established by a central government office called the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. There are 6 clusters in the country today in various cities, and Pune happens to be one amongst them. And our mandate is to work with various organizations in the city, bring them together, academic institutions, research organizations, industries, NGOs, civic bodies, and to be able to solve problems at the city scale. We work across 5 verticals: healthcare, sustainability and environment, sustainable mobility, capacity building, big data, and artificial intelligence. Our capacity building vertical, as part of our capacity building vertical, one of the things that we are very passionate about and we have projects on is to be able to increase participation of women in various STEM fields. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Many of you today probably come from any of or one of these streams. Our flagship program in this vertical is called Vigyan, and Vigyan is a program that is sponsored by BASF Chemicals India. And this program basically supports scholarships for students who are in their bachelor's as well as their master's, preferably third year and the final year in both cases, who are doing research projects as part of their curriculum. So, and also if you are a potential or a budding entrepreneur, you wish to develop a prototype and you wish to test your entrepreneurial ideas, there is a prototyping grant also available. For more information about Vigyan, we have put our contact information in the chat box. It has a phone number and an email ID. Please write to us and we will be very happy to share more information. Hopefully, most of you have registered for this event, so we have your email ID. We will send information about more such talks in this series, as well as the Vigyan program or any other scholarship program or funding program that we announce in the future. If you haven't already registered, please put a message in the chat box. We'll be happy to send our registration link again, and you can just enter your contact information. So with that, with great pleasure, I'm happy to welcome our guest today, Professor Shobha Waghmode. Professor Waghmode is an academician and a researcher. Her interests lie in graphene and core-shell nanomaterials, MOFs, carbon dioxide capture and conversion, metalloenzymes and nanoenzymes. She has successfully led and executed several projects with government agencies such as ISRO, DBT, UGC, and BCUD. She has received several awards, including the Best Teacher Award from SPPU in 2019. She has mentored over 100 students for their master's and PhD projects over 28 years. She hails from Varkute Khurd, which is a small town in the Pune District, and she comes from a family of farmers. She's also passionate about nature conservation, and she volunteers with NGOs for clean and green city initiatives. And Professor Waghmode is currently the professor and head at the Department of Chemistry at MES Abasaheb Garware College here in Pune. So thank you for taking the time to be with us, Professor. So I request that before we understand more about your journey in chemistry and research, we would like to hear a bit from you about your research and about your background. And after that, I think we will have a moderated session where we can ask you questions. Meanwhile, for the audience, if you do have questions for Professor Waghmode, please feel free to put it in the chat box. We will have some time at the end of the session to take your questions verbally also. Over to you.
Thank you. Very good evening to all of you. Thank you, Priya ma'am, for very nice introduction, and Anupama ma'am and Sheetal ma'am also. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity also to interact with students and this Pune Knowledge Cluster venture. So shall I share first my slides and then begin? Yes, ma'am. Okay. So I'll share my screen. Am I audible perfectly?
Yes.
So can you see my slides?
Yeah. If you can make it full screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I audible properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So again, I say that I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to explore my journey, and I'm very happy to explain how I came to from small town to Pune city with all a long journey, and that I'll explore in very short. So my first slide will be. I can't go next. ओके सो मी थोडंसं मराठीमधनं आणि थोडंसं इंग्लिशमध्ये बोलेल. तर माझं गावाचं नाव आहे वरकुटे खुर्द, म्हणजे इंदापूर तालुक्यामध्ये इथून साधारण 135 किलोमीटर्स वरती आहे. तसं माझ्या गावाचा आणि माझा फारसा संबंध नाही आला, कारण आम्ही शेतामध्ये राहत होतो. आमची एकच वस्ती होती आणि त्या वस्तीवरतीच आमची 4थी पर्यंतची शाळा होती. सो माझं 4थी पर्यंत शिक्षण म्हणायचं झालं तर ते खरं घरामध्येच झालं. कारण माझे वडील थोडेसे शिक्षणाच्या बाबतीत महात्मा फुल्यांच्या विचारांचे असल्या कारणाने त्यांनी स्वतःच्याच घरातल्या 2 खोल्या 4थी पर्यंतच्या शाळांसाठी दिल्या होत्या आणि तिथेच आम्ही आमच्याच घरामध्ये 4थी पर्यंत शिक्षण कंप्लीट केलं, माझे बहीण भाऊ आणि मी. नंतर त्याच्यानंतर हायस्कूल शिक्षण माझं तिथूनच जवळ एक 5 किलोमीटर वरती काठी ला हायस्कूल होतं, तिथे झालं. पुढे मी TC कॉलेज बारामतीला माझं पदवीचं केमिस्ट्रीचे ग्रॅज्युएट झाले मी, ते तिथे केलं मी, आणि त्याच्यानंतर मी पुण्यामध्ये आले. तसं पाहता मी माझ्या जन्मगावातून म्हणजे वरकुटे खुर्द मधून पहिली पदवीधर, रादर पहिली मॅट्रिक मुलगी म्हणायला हरकत नाही when we talk in terms of gender. So I'm the first graduate from our hometown, and I'm the first PhD being woman from our tehsil. So this is literally very proud for my parents and for my siblings also. And then this is all my, actually I belong to this nomadic tribe community where goats and all are there. And this is my grandparents, my father, my mother, and literally we belong to this community, but we got little on settled. माझे आजोबा सेटल झाले आणि तिथून पुढे मग आमचा सगळा जर्नी सुरू झाला. Okay, this is whole family, and whatever I am today is because of my uncle. He's a MD gynecologist. He has his hospital in Valchanagar, near to my in-laws house actually, and because of him we all, my sisters and brothers, everyone, ours is a joint family. If you see above picture, I mean very big, my all uncles and all, we are together now also, they are together. Okay, these are my in-laws. Ajit is my husband, who is actually by profession lawyer, but he is more towards agriculture. Setu is my son, who is pursuing now MBBS. Now these are my chemistry gurus. All of you know these pictures actually. Mashelkar sir, Abdul Kalam sir, आणि आपले जैन सारचे sir, and these are from chemistry Abasaheb Garware college. So all these this picture is all actually blessings to me, and always I go down for these slides. And one more thing I follow in my life, always one has to spend some time once in a week with such personalities which are very big or which are unique or which are idols for us. And I got opportunity for this to have an interaction with Nobel laureates. One is Gunsberg from in one international conference at Coimbatore, and Professor Ada was there online actually this year in October 2021 with our institution. Actually, I was the coordinator for that conference, and she gave very nice lecture, and she is very polite and very nice. And I will even tell all my students that all of you must have some time. You must spend some time with such personalities so that you will know how to be a good human being. So this will be a message from this slide from my side. Okay, as Madam Priya Ma'am mentioned that my workplace is Maharashtra Education Society's Abasaheb Garware College, and all of you know this is at the central place of the Pune. Maharashtra Education Society is very old institution, and Abasaheb Garware College is since 1945. And our college has specialty of competitive faculty actually, and we have 26 different departments and 7 research centers. And now this year we got autonomous status, and we run 30 plus skill-based in skill enhancement courses actually because of competent faculty, and that is our specialty. Why I chose when I talked to Anupama ma'am what I have to tell me in my journey, then she told me that I have to explain a little bit how I chose chemistry as a subject. See, I was from very small town where population is less than 500 in Varkute Khurd, and ours is the only house. So I was not knowing before 35 years back what to do. I mean, which subject to choose when I was in Baramati. When I was in second year BSc, that time I had very good result with all my 3 subjects. We have 3 subjects for S5 BSc, botany, zoology, and chemistry. Chemistry was with all subjects have marks more than 85%, but chemistry was little less with 86 score. And I was in mind that my botany teachers were behind me that I should select botany for special subject because I scored 91 marks in botany. But that time also I had little bit thought on that, what either zoology, botany or chemistry I have to choose. But since early, I mean my Guruji, when I was in a 3rd, 4th standard, he was very much with, I should be a teacher. He always used to tell my father that she will be a teacher in her life, because we have 2 room school. So 1st and 3rd standard was together, and 2nd and 4th standard was together in one room. And I always teach to 4th standard students also. And that time only he told my father that I will be a very good teacher in future. And in my mind and in my family, my father and everyone was behind me that I should complete my 12th and go for D.Ed, and so that I can teach school. And then later on, they know that I had good score in 12th examination, 1st class. Then everyone thought that I should do graduation, and then I should do B.Ed, and I will teach higher secondary. So that way I came to Baramati. And that time in 2nd year BSc, there was a time to choose chemistry. And when we look at what to do with botany, zoology, and chemistry, and how chemistry is different from rest of the 2 in all aspects, I have written all the points. Science is the truth, and chemistry has all the solutions. On that year only I found that, and chemistry is colorful again. Okay, but that time I found one more thing. It was in my mind that I have to consider my capacity also. I was not good in mathematics. I mean group A, and in 12th itself I left mathematics. I was very scared of maths. So I thought even physics little bit difficult for me, solid state and all that was good, but I dropped that in 1st year. I mean, when I was in 2nd year, I dropped physics. Then I had choice of these 3 courses. Then one more thing was very important. My father is behind me that I have to do job, either teacher or some job has to be there. And to look into that and to look into the opportunity and my capacity, I chose chemistry as a subject. And definitely in day to day, I mean, when we see two categories of people around us, one is doer and another is a thinker. And when I see chemistry students or faculties, they comes under doers category, because in chemistry one has to do everything. Unless we do, we don't trust or we don't prove that how it changes and what are the things under that subject. So that was the reason in science exhibition in S5 BSc, I was participant for Tyndall effect and artificial artificial, what we say, I'll tell you that word. So because of that also I got fascinated with chemistry, and then I took the subject chemistry. Okay, now since 1994 I completed my post graduation in Pune University, and then I joined. Actually, I joined before my result of PG in Baramati. TC, my college itself. My HOD called me, Gandhi sir, and he said, "Come and join our college." And I went there in 94, 1st August 94. I remember before my result, I joined TC College Baramati. But again, in my mind, it was that I have to pursue further education, and I must do PhD. And there's the thing. So again, I left that in 6-7 months, and I came to Pune and I joined SP College. So since before result only, I have joined job, and that was the best thing. One thing was I have to earn money, because my brothers and sisters were there to help them for their education, and another thing, I want to grow. So for that sake, I joined SP College, and side by side, I started my PhD also in 1990, June 1995. I remember I registered with Professor Rane from SPPU Chemistry Department. And since in 2000, I completed my PhD degree. And in 94, after 96, after 2 years, I got regular position in Abasaheb Garware College. July 8th, July 9th, next week only, I'm going to complete almost 28 years in Abasaheb Garware College. So this was my journey for job. And that time only I was pursuing my research, and I completed my PhD degree in 2000. I got the degree, and then I was with students, teaching and practicals and whatever the job. But again, in 2010, I started my research. One of my colleague, Dr. Vidya is my colleague actually in Abasaheb Garware College. And one day she asked me that, "Madam, we'll start research, and please we'll have one project from UGC, so that we'll get the grants, and I'll start my PhD, you start your research." So on that note, in 2010, again, after 10 years of break, I started research. And then Vidya was there, and many other faculty members worked with me. They are also they are working with me. Even students are there. As Madam mentioned, more than 100 students have worked with me for projects from all over the Pune. Every college, almost, from ST College, Ferguson College, Wadia College, YM College, Bharati Vidyapeeth, and all. Every year, at least 1-2 students or dozen of students were there to do the projects. And all these topics I have worked. And with that help only, I could publish dozen of patents since 2017 till today. And best part of that, we got selected for Shark Tank India second phase in last month. And soon we'll be going for all that TV show and everything. And we might get good grant. One of our healthcare diagnostic project is there. 4 of students, MSc students, are working with me. Am I audible properly? Students? Anupama ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
We can hear you, ma'am.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'll continue.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so I worked on all these. Still, also I'm working on all these. My area is actually nanomaterials and carbon nanomaterials, actually quantum dot, all antimicrobial agents, destaining by using nanomaterials. All these are patents actually. CO2 capture and conversion in fuel. Now I started working with waste management through plastic recycling and microplastic, as I'm working with Pune Municipal Corporation also. Then, as I mentioned, Shark Tank India, one patent has been selected. Agriculture, soil health and water health also I'm working on many of the projects on nanonutrient and nano fertilizers. And I have in mind to work with Ayurveda standardization because nanotechnology is not new for India. And in Ayurveda, we are doing since so many centuries. So my aim is to just standardize those drugs with the help of nanotechnology characterization techniques and all. And very soon I will work with that. These are the projects I work with grants. Definitely without grants, we can't do research. So UGC, BCUD, ISRO, I was there in the Mars mission project also, and we have synthesized one metal organic framework material, which has surface area for 1 gram material, 300 meters square per gram. So one room it covers in 1 gram. That was our project, and we hand over it to ISRO. It was with VSCC, Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. One of the scientists was co-investigator of that project. Then we worked, Anupama ma'am and me, both we were worked with Foldscope project in DBT. Many industrial projects also we have worked with, because we are in college and we don't have that many grants to tackle the project students and all chemicals, and that for that we need to have some funding monetary is there. Now my future interest is there, as all of you have gone through this COVID era, and we know how it is disruptive in terms of economy, in terms of growth, in terms of education, on every sector. So I just want to train my students mentally and academically to cover this disruptive nature of all environment or surroundings of them, so that they will be very good in their careers. And definitely more focus will be there on the skill enhancement for chemistry students, whichever are required for industrial sector or research sector or academics. I'm going to focus more on that. Currently also I'm working on it. Definitely this is the time for India to work to go for entrepreneurship. Now for how many students government will give a job? Okay, so if you and why not make in India movement? Our Prime Minister Modi ji has started quite early, and why don't we academicians are not focusing on it? So that on that note, I started with working on small prototypes, and that's why we got selected in Shark Tank India. And definitely I'm going to pursue this for my MSc PG students also. And definitely more, we have scientific knowledge, but that is with us only. ते गावापर्यंत पोहोचत नाहीच आहे, म्हणजे त्यांना माहितीच नाही की सायन्स कसं आहे. कोविडने आपल्याला तरी शिकवलं की हात क्लीन पाहिजेत, आपण जेवायच्या आधी वॉश केलं पाहिजे, सॅनिटायझर वापरलं पाहिजे, हे सगळं. पण ह्याचा उपयोग काय, तर हे थोडंसं जे सायंटिफिक नॉलेज आहे ते थ्रू आउटरीच ऍक्टिव्हिटीज आम्हाला गावापर्यंत पोहोचवायचंय. And definitely we'll go for it. So from this lecture, I just want to give some notes, whatever I learned from my experience. Definitely health is a prime importance. One has to work for at least 50 minutes to 60 minutes in the morning, maybe running, maybe exercise, maybe yoga, anything. Everyone has to do that. And during my research tenure and total academic tenure, I found that being doers category, we scientific community is little behind in writing on scientific and communication of that science. And therefore, I want to look into more on scientific writing and science communication, which is the need of the hour. Students are very well with speaking and all that, but when it comes to proper scientific writing and science communication, they are lagging behind. So I want to tell all of you that, all the students, that you must focus on scientific writing and science communication. There are so many means to do that. So that our, village people, village population will get to know what is science and what is the truth. And then success has no shortcut. All of you know that, no jugaad. Only we have to do smart work. Then only we'll survive. Okay. And being in developing country, we need to think on that. Knowledge has to transform into money. See, if we are going to do only research and we're going to publish only papers, what we'll do with that? There has to be some societal benefit when I'm going for PhD or when I'm going for any small project. We have to look around what is the problem around me so that I can solve with my subject, my current whatever knowledge, with my mentor, so that some societal benefit will be there and that can be transformed into monetary gains. Goal setting is very important. So how I achieved all that in time, this is because of goal setting. Once you have a goal and you know the steps, to achieve that goal, it is very important to know the steps even, because many of the students have goals. They want to be very big scientists or many big academician. They want to have their own industry and so many things. They want to clear their set, net, JRF exam and all that. But they don't know what are the steps to go, I mean, to reach that. So one has to be very clear with written steps. And you just have a baby steps to take that, and definitely you will reach when you will write on paper whatever your goal is there and how to achieve in timeline. Again, timeline word is very important because time is very precious. आपण लहानपणापासून शिकलोय की time is very precious, पण आपण तो कितीदा फॉलो करतो हे महत्वाचं आहे. So we have to stick to the time when you are going to set a goal with steps. And definitely live with time. जर तुम्ही आजची वेळ समजून घेणार नसाल तर तुम्हाला कोणीच नाही वाचू शकणार. ओके, यू हॅव टू कीप इन माइंड. तुमच्यासाठी कोणी येणार नाही आणि तुम्हाला म्हणणार नाही की लेक्चर ऐका किंवा इकडे जा, हे महत्वाचं आहे, हे रीड करा, हे राईट करा. सो यू हॅव टू अंडरस्टँड व्हॉट इज इम्पॉर्टंट ॲट दिस टाइम. अँड कोविड हॅज taught us, all of you taught us how to live with the time. So this is very important. And for students, there has to be ambitious nature. Otherwise, without ambition, you cannot achieve many more things. Just you will run with the flow. And I don't want my students to run with just flow. You have to be, I mean, one of them as a leader and all. So these are all my project students of every year, 2-3 years I have written over here. This is, they have presented in one conference. All MSc students are there. And this is at my house for dinner party once we finish the project presentations. These are from one nanotechnology course we run for undergraduates since 2019. One certificate course. And this is again, these are the students, project students, MSc project students, couple of years back. One is from botany, one is from chemistry, one is from physics and all. Okay, so with that note, I would like to thank you, Pune Knowledge Cluster, and I'll stop sharing. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. I think that was a very inspiring talk. Thank you so much. And it was also very interesting to see your journey. I think, you know, coming from where you are, and also in terms of the work that you have done, the expanse of work you have done, from application related work to fundamental research to your interest in entrepreneurship. I think it also says that, there are so many opportunities that students can pursue when they follow, say, for example, a research path. I would like to begin with the second slide that you showed, which had your chemistry gurus. Some of the people who were shown on the slides are very accomplished big scientists, but I'm sure that when you were in your bachelor's and you were interested in science, you may not have met such people. You may have met more simpler people at your level of your college or where you lived. Could you talk about a few people who at that stage really inspired you to do science or continue doing science?
Yes. Thank you very much. Definitely. These are the, I mean, when I was in research and all that, so that second slide says for that. But when I was in undergraduate at TC College Baramati, that time our head of the department was Kharosekar sir. And one from physics, Nawathe sir was there. And these two people, and I remember one from botany, I don't remember his name, but they fascinated me for, doing more after BSc. I mean, you can go now. I was supposed to do BSc and BEd. And then I'm going to be a teacher at school. But they said that you are very good at science, whatever you are doing, so you go for post-graduation. So these were the teachers. Kale sir was there, Gore madam was there. I mean, Vadde sir was there, one more, who was teaching me organic chemistry. So these people have inspired me for chemistry to lead, and they gave me confidence that I can do PG, post-graduation.
Right.
So we can do, it's okay. I was not that bright student or intelligent student. I was hardworking student. And I always, very sincere student in the class. Always no bunking of the class and all that. So I was favorite student of all my teachers. And though I was not intelligent, average student, they told me that you can pursue with your hard working and you can do for your post-graduation. So that was the thing from teachers.
So, ma'am, you mentioned also that you are the first person to get a PhD in your thesis. Just to clarify, are you the first woman to get a PhD, or are you
Yes,
the first
I
person?
was first woman. Even
Okay.
maybe I was first. I don't, but I was first woman because my junior college. I completed my 11th, 12th in Indapur, my
Okay.
tehsil only, and they felicited me after my PhD. So
Okay.
I was the first woman in my thesis. I was the
Okay.
first.
So the reason I ask is because you mentioned also in your talk that your father was very keen that you work. Now, maybe from the region that you come from, is it very common for women to work in scientific spaces, or even if it's as a teacher, or even if it's taking tuitions or anything? But is that a common thing?
No. I was the first matric from my, community. 10th standard I did with 65%, and everybody was very happy. Okay, that from our family, one girl has completed matric with 65%. And then my high school teachers also, that she has first class. So why don't you go for science instead of arts and commerce? Then I went to science in Indapur, Narandas Ramdas High School, that high school. And I
Right.
completed my 12th. And
Right.
after 12th also, I got 66%. So again, I was first class. Then why not, undergraduation? So that way my journey went actually for the.
So did you face any, first of all, we don't see a lot of women doing chemistry in the sense at any level, right? We see a lot of dropouts after BSc, MSc, even the ones doing PhD, and of course, after that also continuing research and even going to work in industries, etc. The numbers keep dwindling down. I'm just curious, personally, did you face any challenges through your course of pursuing this career?
Yes, definitely. I faced many challenges because we were, from my family, we were 8 sisters. Ours was joint family, and two brothers. And to tackle all hostel and all charges, it was difficult to manage to my parents also. How to, give the fee. So they are behind me after 12th only. Go for marriage. Once you will get married, everything will be over. Your responsibility will be over. So that we can look for next sibling. So that way they were very much behind me. But they wanted to get married with one farmer, agriculture boy. And I was like that. I want something, who has some job, that kind of. And on that note, then I got good result and I pursued my undergraduate education. And my uncle was there. He was a doctor actually. And he said that she has first class and she can pursue further her undergraduate education. So why to go for after 12th for marriage? Instead of that, we'll go for BSc, B.Ed, and then we'll look for marriage. So that way I pursued. Definitely, there were many challenges. You will be surprised, all my high school education from 5th to 10th, I did by walking 10 kilometers. 5 kilometers I have to walk, and again 5 kilometers I have to come back when I was at the age of 12, 14, from 5th standard to 10th standard. That was the thing. And again, when I was at 11th and 12th, again I have to go for 6 to 7 kilometers by walking and get the bus for next 5 to 6 kilometers. And that way I completed my 11th, 12th. So it was very difficult. And not only this, me and my sister, only 2, 3 girls will be there on the road. Otherwise, remaining girls will got married and they are happily doing their, stuff. But my parents were like that, okay, you go at least complete 12th, then we'll see for the marriage, like that. There were many challenges at my hometown. But once I came to Baramati, then I stayed at hostel, and then my journey actually began. And almost I scored very good marks. First 5 rank every year I scored. And then my sisters also followed the same. One of my sister is PhD from NCL chemistry. One of my sister is biochemistry MSc PG. Another is MCom from Garware College itself. We all did fantastic. One of my sister is MD Gynac. That way we pursued our education, though there were challenges and all. We go by walking for school education.
So it seems like you are a role model for so many women, including those from your family, who then went on to pursue very ambitious careers. That's very nice to hear. So, ma'am, the other question I had is that, you said you joined SP College and then you decided to do a PhD. I mean, you could have just remained a lecturer and not pursued a PhD. Because I can imagine doing both these things together is extremely challenging. In fact, I'm sure there are a lot of students who struggle just to do a PhD by itself. How did you manage both of these things?
Actually, for this, I'll answer why I chose chemistry also. There is answer. My grandfather, म्हणजे जे आजोबा होते ते वैद्य होते, म्हणजे ते मेडिसिन द्यायचे अराउंड जे शेजारच्या वस्तीवरच्या लोकांना काही कानामध्ये पेन असेल, डोक्यामध्ये पेन असेल तर ते सम जडीबोटी प्लांट आणायचे, त्याचं एक्स्ट्रॅक्ट करायचे आणि त्याचं औषध द्यायचे आणि त्यांची असिस्टंट मी असायचे. म्हणजे आय वॉज द असिस्टंट टू हिम. सो मी ऑलवेज मी त्यांना विचारायचे की ह्याच्यातनं काय होतं, काय मिळतं. आय वॉज किड दॅट टाइम. मग ते मला सांगायचे की ह्याच्यात रसायन असतं. म्हणजे तो वर्ड मी पकडला खरं तर मी रसायनशास्त्र घेण्यासाठी, की त्याच्यामध्ये रसायन असतं. आणि मग मला तो वर्ड इतका फॅसिनेट, मी अंडर ग्रॅज्युएटला केमिस्ट्री घेतलं, देन पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन मी केमिस्ट्रीमध्ये केलं. आणि बाय आय चोज PhD बिकॉज ऑफ माय ग्रँडफादर, बिकॉज ही सेड देर आर मेनी एक्स्ट्रॅक्ट्स, आय मीन रसायन्स in plant extracts, and those are very helpful for the community, and that links to Ayurveda. I didn't go for Ayurveda in my research, but I worked on many plant extracts and all that for further, and that was that was the map for me to go for PhD. I want to see that what these rasayans are and how they will help to community and all. And another why I chose this was one thing from my grandfather. I want to extract all these chemicals from the plants. I want to learn natural extracts and everything. But another thing, I want to be a teacher. I mean, at the end my goal was to be teacher, maybe to the school, maybe to the junior college, maybe to the senior college. By my luck I joined senior college, and for senior college I was set examination cleared, so I was with regular vacancy in Garware college. But for my promotion, PhD was essential for promotional work further. And I always stayed with the time. I mean, when you see my roadmap, at what time I did what. So if you see that, so I wanted to pursue PhD very quickly. Though it was hurdle to manage college work, lecture practicals, and I was staying at hostel. I was unmarried before PhD. When I submitted my thesis, then I got married. So till that, I in my mind that I will not marry till I submit my thesis, so that I can justify to my PhD degree and college work also. So these were the two things why I chose PhD.
So, ma'am, you also mentioned you took a 10-year break for your research, and then you got back. That again is not very easy to do, because 10 years is a very long time in terms of so many developments happening in the science space also. So first of all, what made you come back? And when you came back, how long did it take you to get to a point where you were comfortable doing research after 10 years?
Actually, I come back because of my first PhD student, Dr. Vidya. She is my colleague, and she insisted me to do research. Because of my son was very small, so his schooling was there, college responsibilities were there. Earlier, I was doing PhD and college. So I thought I'll justify, family and college. I will not indulge in research. And another thing was there, to pursue research in a college, money was very important. I mean, funds has to be there. Otherwise, how will work with the chemicals and all apparatus and everything? That's why, again, that was another third reason was there, that why I not pursued my research. But then when she insisted me that we'll go for one project, we'll apply for UGC, and we applied and we got that grant. And then I begin again all over my research. It was difficult for me because 10 years gap was there. Whatever I did my PhD, it was of no use. I mean, that time when I did my PhD in 95, 96 around, that time was that whatever guide will say, we have to work. Okay. Now today's scene is not that. What are the problems? We have to work. Okay, not for the guide's interest. So you will see my all topics, varied topics are there because of students' interest. They want to work on those topics. And that time it was not like that. So it was very difficult for me to choose again what research I will do. I mean, I did PhD in coordination compounds and little bit bioinorganic Metalloenzymes. My PhD area was that. But now in 2010-12, went to apply for UGC project. that time those topics were little bit old, and how UGC will give grant for that. And then we little bit chose nanotechnology, nanomaterials, and then we step into nanotechnology, actually nanomaterial research. So that was the step, I mean.
So what do you enjoy more today, teaching or doing research?
Both, because both need students need teacher has to be updated with all knowledge what is going around in science community, in chemistry, all over the globe. If we are not updated with the knowledge, because they have everything, all sources they are open, they know more than us. And if we are lagging behind teachers, then it is not good for us also. So I have to be updated every day. What research is going in chemistry? What is there? What are the new nanomaterials? What are the new drugs? What are the new methods for synthesis and all? So because of students is my driving force actually to get updated.
So, ma'am, you spoke about choosing a life partner. In the sense, you spoke about the fact that you waited till you submitted your thesis. I had a mentor once who always said that, if you want to have a successful career, one of the most important decisions you will make in life is choosing off a life partner. Because ultimately it is you manage your family, you manage your home, and you also manage your work. And could you talk a little bit about how you made that decision? And could you also talk a little bit about, now I'm sure you mentioned your son is grown up and he's doing his MBBS, but in the time that he was young, how did you manage your work and your professional life?
Okay,
your homework.
Actually, this is very good question, and this all answer goes to my dear husband, because without whom I could not be here. I mean, so he before marriage only we met in university with my close relative. Our distance from my village and his village is less than 20 kilometers. We are relatives. And we met in university. We were knowing each other, but we were since before university, we don't had any interaction. But in university, he was doing his civil service exams studies, and I was there for my PhD work. I joined after MSc, and then we being same community. We got, we liked each other, and we told at home, both the parents also, and they were a little bit that I was doing PhD and he was in civil service exams after his undergraduation. So that was little bit conflicting, but somehow we managed, and he completed his law studies also. And later on, for my PhD, for my college and everything, for even my child's every step, he helped me in every aspect. Even today also, if any problem is there in the college, I'm a head of the department, and there are many legal things even comes up, or many problems, small things are there. He always guide properly to me what to do and what not to do. So he is, like backbone for me at home also, and for my all career growth. Since my PhD, he is with me. And after 4 years, we got married. We waited till my PhD to complete, and then we got married after 4 years long wait. And we have a son also who is doing MBBS. Because of him, he did lot of efforts to get him admission in medical.
Yeah.
So because without him, I could not be here at this position. He helped me a lot in all, and he is very intelligent. He is more intelligent than me. I'm average before him. But because of him, because of his knowledge, I grown up. How to talk and how to do. Because I learned my education till 10th in Marathi medium. It was very difficult for me to write one application after my post graduation even. So he taught me how to write application for anything in English. So that that help also he did for me every time, every step. So big thank you on this floor for my husband.
So, ma'am, tell us a little bit about how you manage your time. How do you plan your day? Because clearly, for the number of things you're doing, you have to be a very organized person so that you get whatever you want done. So, tell us a little bit about how you plan your day.
Actually, I get up in the morning, and every day I go for walk for 5 kilometers. There is a hill behind my house, so I walk for 5 kilometers, and then day starts. Morning stuff is there, maid is there for my help, my son's college tiffin and everything, And then I come to college, and in college, my students, research students are there, regular students, PG students are there. And in the evening, I do little bit, I watch TV. I'm fond of TV and Hindi old songs. So I listen while walking. Even I am fond of Sadhguru and Sister Shivani, Sandeep Maheshwari, and Robin Sharma. So these are again are my 4 gurus additional with these. So I oftenly I listen to these 4 one by one every day while walking. And evening I do little bit TV, and then my work, whatever is there for the thesis, PhD thesis is there, or PG thesis is there, or new work I have to take for either patent or something, that writing, because I do patent writing also on my own. So whatever 12 patents I filed on my own. So I do all literature search, I write all drafts and everything, and that is my. And then at 10 a.m. I go for sleep. 10 a.m. is, I mean, far late for me.
So, ma'am, since you brought this up, I have to ask you, because there are a lot of young people on this platform. You mentioned patents. You mentioned it in your talk. You also mentioned it now. Could you take a few minutes to, as a chemist, how important is, filing and acquiring patents? And what is the significance of a patent? Because I don't know whether a lot of people on this forum understand that.
Okay. So patent is actually, any IPR is important asset for a long time. When you are not on this earth also, they will help your family and all behind who are there. So patent is a thing that you must have any novel idea. So far, nobody has done. And in chemistry, when I started publishing my research, that time I found that when there is any new thing, new idea, if I tell to my students or my colleague, if he or she says, wow, then I find that this is patentable. Simple formula. If from front side, somebody says this is wow idea, then we work on it and we do draft and we file, we get the results and everything. And 2 patents I got granted even from last year, 2021, on nanomaterials. So it is very important to file the patents because as I mentioned, it is an asset. And from the patent, you can go to the entrepreneurship. I mean, if that idea is for the societal benefit, till the market level, you can prepare your prototype and you can go with the pitch idea like Shark Tank, or there are many investors are there in the market. They will give you money so that you can do your proof of concept to 1,000 people. You can give your whatever the product. If they says okay, then you will get, you will find either incubation center or either investor or either teacher like me who will support to, register your own company. So this is, this much importance is there for the patent. And I will request all the students, you look for the novel idea. So far, nobody has done, and that idea has to be marketable. I mean, it has to be that important that you can prepare your product or have your method of synthesis, and nobody has done so far, and that is very easy, cheap, and so that you can go to the market and you can patent that. Even your idea you can patent, and then you can execute with the practical proofs and you will get the grant of the patent. So it is that way.
Thank you, ma'am. So I do have more questions, but I want to open the floor to questions. Since we have a lot of participation today, I request you to raise your hand and we will give you a chance to unmute and ask your question.
Students. I think they have understood everything or else. Okay.
Any questions?
I think there were a few questions that came in, which
Yes,
I think Priya has already asked during the course of.
Yes.
I have one question, which I think I'll take the liberty of asking on behalf of the audience. Shobha ma'am, जी मुलं वर्नॅक्युलर मीडियम मधनं शिकतात, मराठी माध्यमातनं, त्यांच्याकडे हा चॅलेंज मोठा असतो की इंग्लिशमध्ये कसं आपण कन्वे करायचं, किंवा एखादं जसं तुम्ही म्हणाला, रायटिंग, कम्युनिकेशन. व्हॉट वुड बी युअर पीस ऑफ ऍडवाइस टू सच स्टुडंट्स? कारण एक मनात भीती असते, आपला कॉन्टेंट खूप चांगला असतो, पण आपल्याला लिहिताना म्हणजे तो शब्दकोश म्हणा किंवा वर्बॅटिम त्याचा ट्रान्सलेशन मध्ये कधीतरी त्याचा मिनिंग लॉस्ट होतो. तर कुठेतरी आपला कॉन्फिडन्स त्याच्यात शेक होतो नक्कीच. कारण हिंदी भाषी असल्यामुळे मलाही स्वतः असं वाटतं. तर तुमचा काय सल्ला असेल अशा मुलांना? कारण हा प्रॉब्लेम जेन्युइन आहे आणि हा प्रॉब्लेम रिअल आहे. कारण स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंट स्कूल्स आणि मोफेसिल एरियाजमध्ये मराठी माध्यमातूनच अभ्यासाचा क्रम घेतला जातो.
येस. सो मी जसं तुम्हाला सांगितलं ना, की मी MSc झाले युनिव्हर्सिटीमधनं फर्स्ट क्लास MSc थ्रू आउट फर्स्ट क्लास आहे माझा 10th पासनं ते MSc पर्यंत सेट एक्झाम आहे मी. पण आय कुड नॉट राईट सिंगल लेटर इन इंग्लिश. माझा नवरा आहे ग्रुपमध्ये, तो आणि त्याचे फ्रेंड्स मला हसायचे लायब्ररीमध्ये. ते जयकर लायब्ररीमध्ये सगळे अभ्यास करायचे. मला एक पत्र लिहायला लावायचे आणि मला ते खरंच लिहिता यायचं नाही. म्हणजे आजही मला आठवतं की आम्ही जयकरच्या समोर एक पत्र लिहिलं होतं जे मला कम्प्लीट लिहिता आलं नव्हतं इंग्लिशमध्ये. देन दॅट टाइम आय रिअलाइज दॅट आणि मला सगळे असंही म्हणायचे ते की तू MPSC UPSC का नाही करत आहे, तू म्हणजे टीचिंग मध्ये का जातीये? तर मी माझ्या वडिलांचं एक वाक्य होतं की बांध फोडून शेती नाही करायची. म्हणजे जो बांध असतो आपला शेताचा जे फुटलेला असतो एरिया, की तो बांध पडून शेती नाही करायची. त्यामुळे मी ते करायची नाही. पण मग तुझ्या फील्डमध्ये तू कुठे परफेक्ट आहे ते म्हणायची. तुला कुठे इंग्लिश येतं? म्हणजे तू तर केमिस्ट्री. मी म्हटलं ठीक आहे, केमिस्ट्री इंग्लिशमधनं शिकवायचंय मला तेवढं येतं. पण मला कम्युनिकेशन मुलांशी नाही करता येत, कारण मी गरवारे कॉलेज सारख्या कॉलेजमध्ये शिकवती. तेव्हाही मी टीचर होते. बट आय कुड नॉट कम्युनिकेट विथ देम इन इंग्लिश. परफेक्ट इंग्लिश आय मीन. देन व्हॉट आय डिड, आय स्टार्टेड रीडिंग नॉव्हल्स. आय मीन इंग्लिश नॉव्हल्स मी वाचायला सुरुवात केलं. इंग्लिश मूव्हीज, माझा नवरा इंग्लिश मिडियमचा आहे. सो त्याच्यासोबत मी इंग्लिश मूव्हीज बघायला सुरुवात केली. सो मग मी त्याला सारखं हात लावून सांगत, तो काय म्हणाला, ती काय म्हणाली, असं मी थोडंसं ते समजून घ्यायला लागले. मग मी पुढे जाऊन संदीप माहेश्वरी, सद्गुरू, सिस्टर शिवानी यांना फॉलो करायला लागले. मग त्यामुळे माझं आणखी स्पीकिंग थोडंसं बेटर झालं, रायटिंग बेटर झालं. आणखी एक मी खूप चांगली गोष्ट करते, मी सगळ्या स्टुडंट्सना सांगेन, मी रिसर्च करते म्हणून मी वीकमधनं एकतरी रिसर्च पेपर मी थरली वाचते.
व्हेरी गुड, व्हेरी गुड.
आणि यू विल बी सरप्राईज, मी डिक्शनरी घेऊन वाचते. ऑक्सफर्डची छोटी डिक्शनरी 80 रुपयाला मिळते. माझ्याकडे 4-5 डिक्शनरी आहेत. मला बरेच जण गिफ्ट करतात, मी ती कुणाला तरी गिफ्ट करत राहते. आणि ती डिक्शनरी मी सोबत ठेवते. मग तो अर्थ मी इंग्लिशमध्येच समजून घेते, मराठीत नाही घेत, कारण मग मला इंग्लिशमध्ये बोलता येतं. मग मी कायम माझ्यासोबत डिक्शनरी असतेच असते म्हणजे. आणि मग मी तो पेपर, तो रिसर्च आर्टिकल मी इंग्लिश टू इंग्लिश कन्वर्ट सोप्या शब्दामध्ये करून मग मी ते समजून घेऊन मग मी पुढे ते एक्झिक्यूट करते, वाक्य मनाशी ठरवून आणि पुढे. आणि तुम्हाला सांगायला मला एक आठवल, कदाचित माझी कलिग इथे डॉक्टर सुरभी शिंत्रे आहे. आम्ही दोघींनी मागच्या वर्षी गरवारे कॉलेजमध्ये सायंटिफिक रायटिंग अँड सायन्स कम्युनिकेशन असा सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स सुरू केला. आणि त्यांना आम्हाला इतका फॅब्युलस रिस्पॉन्स मिळाला. आम्ही वर्षात 2 वेळा कंडक्ट केला तो. आणि मुलांना प्रचंड शिकायला मिळालं त्याच्यामध्ये की इंग्लिश सायन्स कसं कम्युनिकेट करायचं. म्हणजे आपण बाकी कम्युनिकेशन व्हॉट्सअप वरती करतो, फेसबुक वरती करतो, फॉरवर्ड करत राहतो, पण परफेक्टली सायन्स, व्हॉट इज ट्रूथ, ते कसं कम्युनिकेट करायचं ते आम्ही त्याच कोर्स मधनं शिकवतो. आणि सी इज ऑल्सो फंटास्टिक. सुरभी मॅडम खूप छान त्याच्यामध्ये मुलांना गाईड करतात. आणि मग मी त्याच्यातनं शिकत गेली. म्हणजे मी एव्हरीडे शिकत राहते. आय एम फ्रॉम मराठी मीडियम, सो दॅट इंग्लिश आय मीन विच इज फ्लुएंट आय डोंट हॅव, बट I try to whatever is important, whatever is needed, I try to make that. So with all this I did.
Thank you, ma'am. You've given very valuable suggestions. We have a question from Prajakta Maskar. Yeah, Prajakta, if you could just.
Hello, madam.
Ha, Prajakta.
Yeah, Prajakta.
Madam, actually, my question is that I am from chemistry and have a few years of teaching experience.
Okay.
And I want to work in the research area of chemistry, medicinal chemistry, but it requires drug means advanced drug reaction studies and all.
Okay.
So is this scholarship is available only for the like any method development, or if means I have to go by step like ADR, advanced drug reaction studies, and after that method development means for modification of the structure. So does this grant is available for this type of study?
So I think this question is for the PKC team.
Yes.
So Prajakta, yes, I think if you are working in the medicinal chemistry space, please apply. This is the first time we are launching this program in Maharashtra. It's a very open and inclusive program. The idea of this program is to encourage women to study and pursue careers in chemistry, which means you have to be able to complete successfully your undergraduation and master's programs. In addition to that, it's also to encourage and curiosity in research. So please apply. The projects will be selected based on the merit of the project, your commitment to the project also. So do apply, don't hesitate. And if you have any questions, our contact information is posted. Please reach out to us.
Madam, where should I contact when, if I have to, means since I am preparing the project, but it includes like study part more, and after study finished, like adverse drug reaction, then only I can do the research on the chemical modification of the drugs.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
So it is two-part study.
right. So see, we have given a phone number and an email ID in the chat box. All right. So if you can take down that number and the email ID, you can give us a call and we'll be happy to discuss more in detail about what you're working on and how you can apply.
That's what.
And
Okay.
Prajakta ma'am, I'll just add, because we have a grantable organic chemistry department, and our
Okay.
faculties are very fabulous. I mean, they are very interested and encouraging. So you can contact even our college also, department also, so that you will get help for drug designing and all.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Anytime you can come.
Okay. So should I call to your college or to you, madam?
As you wish. For fellowship,
No, it's like for guidance also, or for means I have some ideas like on the drug designs related to market issues only, or to the issues like adverse drug reaction, microbial resistance, like. But it is like I get to know this PKC cluster just in the last week, and in the last week when the that meeting I have attended, there they have told that you should go process development and all like that, they have mentioned. So I thought since my project is like a survey and plus modification, structural modification, so it's a two-step study. So I thought whether should I prepare a proposal for this or
Yeah.
not.
So Prajakta, my suggestion is you first reach out to us. And then if after we understand what you want to do better, we will be happy to connect you to Shobha ma'am or the relevant people in Garware College.
Yes, ma'am. But on the PKC, whatever you have sent, that Vigyan program, that numbers are available.
Yes.
In that, any number I have to call or to
So
specify.
can you see the chat box here on chat?
Yes.
Yeah. So can you
Prajakta?
see there is a message with the email ID and a phone number?
Contact number and for any queries.
Yes. So any queries regarding this program, you can call on this number or write on this email ID.
Can write the mail.
Yeah. So
Okay.
We'll just take the next question from Sagar. Sagar?
Hello, am I
Yeah,
audible?
Sagar. Yeah. We can hear you, Sagar. Please go ahead.
My question is to Professor Waghmode. Ma'am, I am a research student in Department of Chemistry, SPPU. Just can you tell me, am I audible to all?
yes.
Yes.
Good.
Can you tell me when we start our research career, anybody is gents or women, anything, as a student, there is lots of problem. That is main issue is of funding. The government of India is not easily giving a funding for the research nowadays. What are the lateral entries to catch up the funding for the research?
There are many actually. You are currently doing research?
Yes.
PhD you are doing?
Yes.
Okay. So there are many fellowships from government also. Even
No, fellowship is another. Fellowship is for our stipend.
Okay.
Funding. I am asking about the funding. Research funding.
For chemicals and contingency.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes. Suppose I want to purchase some catalyst, some instruments.
Okay.
We need rotary operator and
this is very good, and this is very important question. So what I'll suggest to you that if you have stipend, then it's okay. Your personal stuff can be adjusted. But for chemicals and all that, you have to plan in such a way that you will need minimum first. Okay, you have to plan whatever the idea. Don't jump for big. Okay, once you have a small idea which is novel, you can go for patent, and your mentor, your guide will also help. And once that idea is very good, you can go to the market, you can pitch your idea, you can grab the funds from the industry. Many investors are ready with money if it is really good, then if it is really marketable. So only thing for research is your idea has to be wow idea and novel idea. It should be useful, it should be problem solving. Then there is no issue for money. I'll tell you, I have worked on so many topics and so many things. It's not because of funding. Earlier, I mean, when I started, it was a problem for funding. But once since 2017, I don't have any funding in between. But I managed because of industry projects. So I can develop the product for any industry, and then they can give me money on that behalf. If I'll develop that product. So that way you can grab funding from industry. It's not necessary to every time go for the government. Okay. And in COVID era, government is not giving funds also, that you know. Okay. So you work on novel idea. If your idea is novel, you go for patent filing with your guide and you go to the industry. If it is that novel, you will get whatever money you want. And if you have novel idea, you have patented, you come to me, I'll give you industries. ओके सागर
ते लावून ठेवलं होतं सर अटेंड करायचं होतं
काय झालं
नाही नाही ते गेस्ट लेक्चर होतं प्रोफेसर वाघमोडे मॅडम म्हणून होते
सागर
बापसर नाही आले सर
ओके त्याचं लक्ष कुठेतरी दुसरीकडे ओके दुसरं कोणीतरी होतं रेयांश
hello ma'am, it's Prerna. Yeah, I need to ask that is this solution only for the students or for some faculty can also apply separately?
This is from you, madam. That
we can apply.
Nupama, you're on mute.
Oh,
Riyansh, can you just repeat your question? Priya, were you able to get that question?
Yeah, wait. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Ma'am, I was just asking that is this fellowship faculty is also for only for students or it is only for students?
It's only for students, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Students and entrepreneurs who have an idea, that way. So it's not really for a project funding in terms of faculty for them to pursue their interest in research, yeah. But we may definitely have something, as and when it comes up, we will be sharing. But this one is specifically designed for this, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I think we'll just take the last question from there is, Dr. Kavyarasi Shivaraman, if you can just.
Yeah, hello, ma'am. This is for the madam.
Okay.
Ma'am, I'm so inspired. Even I am a teacher and part of your life is matching with me. And one question is, like, have you ever faced this problem, like as an academician, why I should publish, why I should do research? Because even I'm so happy to do research, ma'am, but they should not force us to go for publication. In that case, what happens, like we go for some bad publications, like just for the namesake, so the quality goes off. But unfortunately, we are forced to do that. And I don't know, like suddenly UGC say you publish, suddenly they say don't want, and they will have set of list of journals. And anyway, even ma'am has come up like this only, like it's compulsory to do PhD and it is mandatory to do a publication. So we are pursuing knowledge. Anyway, this knowledge we are sharing with the students also. I agree with that. But have you ever felt like it is not necessary, like still that I want to know from your perspective, ma'am. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yes, it's very important to publish. Definitely, it is very important to publish. But I'll give you one word answer for this: collaboration. So if you have collaboration with see, Pune is, what is Pune in Pune? Everything is there in Pune. You go for ISRO, you go for SPPU, you go for CMET, DIT, and so many central government institutions are there with good equipments and fundings and chemicals and everything. So here, Dr. Suresh Iyer is there from NCL, and I worked since last 5-6 years with him. So we published very good work with the help of him because he's from NCL. And I was from college. See, I agree with you. Nobody believes, though we work very nicely in the college, like ours. And for that, only solution I found is a collaboration. Initially, you have to collaborate. And if you have few publications, good publications, then everybody knows that, okay, you can go for patent, you can go for industry, and everyone knows. Then you can publish on your own. But for first few publications, you have to collaborate so that good work will come out, your ideas will be executed nicely, and you will get good impact factor journals and papers and everything. So that is the first step, I'll tell you. And I did that because of Suresh Iyer sir is there today. He is there with us. And he helped me a lot from NCL, and I did most of the things I did with him. So thank you, sir. On this floor, I would like to thank you, Ewan. And thank you, ma'am. So you can do collaboration. I'll suggest do collaborations, one in ISR, one in NCL, one in CMET, so that you can grab 3 publications in a year on 3 ideas. So it is that easy to go for good publication. So it's not that, and they are ready. I mean, NCL people, ISR people, CMET people, they are very polite, very nice. If you have a very good idea, na, they will call from front. You come and work with us. We'll provide everything. So it is that way. So you can do many things because Pune is there. I mean, everything is there in Pune. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Shobha.
Before we end, I would request everyone to switch on their cameras. We want a group photo. Ideally, we would have liked this session to be in person, but we are having to do it online. But we would still like to see all the young faces who are here today. So please switch on your cameras and we'll get a quick group photograph.
Yeah, and before we just end, just a gentle reminder that for anything related to the scholarship, you can join our open session, which is there every Friday. At 4 o'clock. There are details that have been posted regularly in the chat. We've also shared our number. Also, you can go to the pkc. The website, and you also have the number and the details over there. So that's an open session. You can come and voice out your questions there. To sum it up today, I think Shobha ma'am, a huge thank you and a shout out to you. You have truly set the mark that when you have a dream, you've got to grab it and never let it go. So thank you so much for accepting our invitation, and all of you for the photograph. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Priya. Thank you, Dr. Waghmode, once again. And thank you to the lovely audience who made this such an interactive session. Yeah.
And please stay tuned on our social media and website for other events that we do and other activities, just to understand what we do. And if you have any questions, queries, need to connect with Shobha ma'am, please let us know. We'll be happy to facilitate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.